a little early for people. That way we get to jump right in.
Yeah, trying to.
Here we go.
Pull it up.
Oh yeah, take your time.
I like pulling it up while we.
Oh, that's smart. Oh yeah. Know what you need.
There we go.
Yeah. Welcome. Come on in. We got a big one today, brother. Papa Merv, J Rose. Yeah, 2, 3, 4. Hey, got 23 in. What's up? How y'all doing? How you feeling? How you chilling? Welcome back. We got a few seconds away. We got 31 in so far. Let's go. Josh, what up? What's going on? Welcome. Yeah, okay. Peggy Kelly, I like that name. Let's go. Shane, what's going on? Carol, what's good? Well, people, welcome back to another episode of Will Call, where your teams, your sports, your favorite players, you are the focus, you are the star. Welcome back to another episode. Very special guest. For the second time, we got J Rowe. Welcome back, brother. We're going to give you a hand.
What's up?
I'm going to give you a round of applause real quick. There we go. I'm here in the comment section. Let's go. I love it. Yes, sir. How you doing, brother? How you doing? Welcome
Doing
back.
great.
Yeah, I know, like we had been talking. We had got lunch recently. Just one of my best friends, brother. You help make this brand go. I appreciate all your contribution, all your support. So just, honor and privilege to have you back for a second time. How you feeling?
It's an honor to be back.
Yes,
Feeling
sir.
good.
Yeah, good. I know, like, you got a lot on your heart right now. You're a passionate man, so, people they're going to be in for a great ride. We already at 84 likes. Oh, excuse me, 114. Praise God. So we got 44 people in already. So, yeah, how y'all doing? Ernest, welcome. How y'all doing? Brandon Taylor, what's up, brother? What's up? Dustin, what's going on? How y'all doing? Bob Price is right. What's up? Luca, what's up? Luca Doncic. So obviously we're gonna start off with our episode. We talk about the Heisman Trophy went out. As you know, if you haven't found out already, it was today. The ceremony was today, and of course, Caleb Williams took home the Heisman Trophy for the 2022 college football season. Caleb Williams, after tonight, he just became USC's 8th all-time Heisman Trophy winner. And then he's the first since 2005 when Reggie Bush, though it's unofficial now because it was vacated, I still count him because he's supposed to have his, contrary to what my brother, Papa Merv said, he should have his Heisman Trophy. But we're going to talk about that later.
So what you're saying is, officially they got 7.
Yes.
Unofficial 8.
Correct. Look, smart man. There you go.
We'll work with that.
Yes, sir. And we're going to keep that. Look, since 2005, the program's first winner in 17 years. And he's actually, Caleb Williams is actually the first USC quarterback to win the honor since Carson Palmer in 2002. So obviously, 20 years since that mark. Obviously USC has a very rich history in football. So not terribly surprising for me personally about Caleb Williams. Statistically dominant, it just what Lincoln Riley has done with the program in one season. It's incredibly remarkable. So, what was your final rankings? Were you surprised at all by him winning, or what are your thoughts? Looks like we got to freeze real quick. Let's see. Let me see if we can get brother back.
Bennett was there.
Yeah. But yeah, just
pros.
Yeah, so we good. We back. So yeah, I'll just say it wasn't a shock to me personally that he won.
Yeah,
so,
I was a little shocked.
Just at that point,
that Stetson Bennett found his way into the top 4.
It's funny, because I was watching a video on TikTok earlier, I think yesterday maybe, and he was just saying that he's like the worst finalist in years, and And like he was the user was very careful to say he's a really good quarterback because Stetson's a really good quarterback. He's one of the more steady quarterbacks you'll find. But when you think about the Heisman Trophy, you think about like all time special stuff from the quarterback position. Now you don't have to be like mobile, like a high end passer, high end rusher at the quarterback position, but you have to have some special stuff. So really just in the video when I was looking at when doing the research. When you look at Stetson Bennett, he was 11th in passing yards, which is pretty decent, but he was 42nd in the country in passing touchdowns and 23rd in passing efficiency. You see what I'm saying? So obviously passing yards are not bad. So but not too special from the other categories. And my issue is that what happened to Hendon Hooker? Now I know people say, well, he got injured, but like Hendon Hooker was unbelievable this season.
Still, he played. Let's see, he got hurt with middle of South Carolina game, so we'll give it. Right. He played 3 less games than Bennett. Completed 229 passes on 329 attempts, 3,135 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
Unbelievable. Like just
in 13 games for Bennett, he completed 269 on 395, 20 touchdowns, and 3,425 yards.
And the thing is, like, and I'm real quick. I'm gonna talk about Hendon Hooker, what he did with the Tennessee offense this year. Tennessee was ranked number 1 in total offense this season with averaging 538.1 yards per game. I'm gonna say that again: 538 yards a game. They were one of only 4 schools in the country with averaging at least 500 plus yards per pop. They were number 1 in scoring offense, averaging 47.3. Just like the notes I put, he's unbelievable, led an unbelievable offense. This is the greatest Tennessee team I've ever seen. Obviously, they were really great. They won the 1998 national championship with Philip Fulmer, and they were really steady in the mid 2000s. When you and I were coming up, but this is by far the best Tennessee team I've ever seen. Just like, as long as I've been old enough to really understand what was going on. He revitalized the program. Though with the injury, he should have been at least been a finalist. And I thought it was criminal that he didn't get in, either him or Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt, the Blitnikoff Award winner, he's just as important to that offense. So it's shameful to me.
Just looking at their record from this year, they had 8 games where they scored 40 or more.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, 38 or more.
Yes.
Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them over 44. In 3 games over 60.
Man, I just don't.
152-point game.
I just don't understand. Like,
I don't understand it.
And I also put some notes like you could at least had like Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt. I'll also put like 2 honorable mentions. First is Marvin Harrison Jr. Like unbelievable for Ohio State this year. I would have understood him going in, other than Stetson Bennett, obviously. And here's another honorable mention: Dwayne McBride, who played for UAB. Now, just like before everybody jump on me, listen. I know it's UAB, not a football powerhouse. I get it, but he led the nation with 155.7 yards per game. The UAB as a team didn't do that. As individually, he rushed for over 155 yards by himself, and he was not even
the best player in the nation.
And he was not even a semifinalist.
Yeah.
He was not even a semifinalist.
That's the problem with the Heisman Trophy nowadays.
It's like he was one of only 2 players this season who averaged more than 136 yards a game. Who was not even a semifinalist. I knew he wasn't going to be a real contender because of the team, but still.
Yeah. But, it's almost like they don't give it to the best player anymore.
No, indeed.
They don't even bring the top 4 players in the country.
Man, it's and what's crazy, UAB was 104th in the country in passing offense, but they were 8th in rushing offense.
Yeah.
They would not be bowl eligible without Dwayne McBride. They would not be bowl. Period. They would not be bowl eligible. He was the reason why they were remotely relevant this season.
Yeah. I mean,
but
it's almost like for the Heisman Trophy, they took the top 4 teams they wanted to be in the playoffs, brought the 4 players.
Right. Yeah, and just like, and when I saw it released, like they were all from the college football. I'm like you said, I'm like, listen, that's petty. That's weak. That's weak. I don't hate none of these guys. Like, see, like we talked about, I get Caleb Williams being there, C.J. Stroud. Those are well deserved finalists in my opinion. Yeah. But Stetson and Max Duggan. Now Max Duggan was pretty decent, but Stetson, but not
they had
special.
Some pretty close games where he didn't play
without question
until the very end of the game.
Absolutely, and it's just that's just asinine to me. Just the fact that he was in there, 20 touchdowns. Like Stetson only threw for 20 touchdowns. Joe Burrow threw for 60. I know that's an all-time special season, but still, give me at least 30, 35 or something. If you talk about Heisman Trophy, you gotta give me at least 35.
Stroud had 37 touchdowns.
Bingo.
Dugan at least had 30.
Right. So it's just like, I mean, like
Williams had 37.
Right. So.
And you have only 20. Seems to me if you go pull anybody from Georgia, you've got other options.
And you just said it. The thing is, like, he had the strong foundation. Now, of course, it's not his fault, but I mean, that's just the reality of the situation in comparison to a lot of individual guys. Because, like, if it's an individual award, like, you got to look strongly at what he did individually.
Yeah, I mean,
and he didn't do that.
Pull it up real quick.
Go ahead.
Georgia's record, because they struggled a lot as a team.
Yes.
Had some games they should have
Missouri.
Missouri.
They struggled mightily. Yep, Missouri.
26-22, and I'm pretty sure that was a struggle bus game after Missouri and Auburn had the fight of who wanted it less.
That's it. The Tank Bowl.
They steamrolled Oregon. They steamrolled Sanford.
Right.
Steamrolled South Carolina. They let Kent State hang around. Then they went to Missouri, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, and like you could get tripped up for like one. It's just like that's what happened in really football. But just like, I mean, but you're not taking the next step. Like he had like 1 or 2 solid games statistically, in my opinion, and it's just but it's not enough to me for a Heisman Trophy winner. And I
don't like.
Go ahead.
The Bama bias, but I'm sure Bryce Young had a better season than Stetson Bennett.
Listen, and the thing about Bryce is you have to look at. It's not hyperbolic to say he's the greatest quarterback in the history of the program.
No.
Yeah, because like he's the only out of the few Heisman Trophy winners they have, he's the only quarterback to win it. Especially the way he performed so young into his career.
Yeah.
Like he was just wasted. Now I was let me not say wasted,
he
but
sure had a lot of weapons.
Sure.
That he didn't have this year, and I think that's what kept him out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like and the thing is, like, because you have to think about if you go back to early, like he was one of the Heisman runners early in the season because they lose against Texas without him. He engineered that comeback, and even when they lost to LSU, like they're not in the game without him.
I count that as a loss to Texas.
Many people would. Yeah.
That was a safety.
Yeah. Look. Hey.
But either way,
right.
Let's see. Even he had 27 touchdowns this year. You know?
Yeah. So like, and the thing is, like, if you're not gonna have like 30, even 30 is great, but especially a lot of these guys, they could put scoring on the ground. So a lot of these guys are so mobile nowadays.
Let's see. That's just. Try to find. Let's see. Rushing. Yeah, it just says, I think that's totaled on ESPN's website. 27 touchdowns. I'm fine if you're going to be up for something like the Heisman, though, you better have at least 25.
Yep. Look, 25 to 30, look, I'm all for that.
I mean, because I could probably, let's pull up this game real quick.
Let's pull it up for me. Pull it up for me.
For the Army-Navy game.
There's
That ain't no way that's for the.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's not the guy I was looking at. What? Well, I forget. They basically run basic teams. That Navy looking for Army.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Never mind. My argument is solely invalid.
Yeah, but look, like stats play trick on you sometimes.
Army's quarterback, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for the season, only 335 yards.
Yep, but see, like the thing about like Army, Navy, like Georgia.
You gotta look at the offenses they're running.
Yeah, absolutely. Like when you look at like just for example, Army, Navy, Georgia Tech traditionally, like they run triple offense. So it's like it's not even about the quarterback. That's when like context is important, like you said. But just like but typically offenses like they run in some type of quarterback driven system. Mm-hmm. Like they might not throw it like a quarterback A may not throw it like an air raid quarterback or even a spread guy, but you're still gonna have a lot of production. Just like an Oregon or something, like just they spread the ball around the field. Like Mike Leach, his traditional offenses. Houston, like with Case Keenum back like 10 years ago, so and like they were like routinely throwing for 50 touchdowns. They just like Case Keenum just didn't have the competition as the SEC. Because I remember 2011, go back to
here we go.
Yeah.
Here's a quarterback that should have been in it. Will Rogers.
That's another one. That's another name I heard. Yeah.
3,700 yards. He's ranked 8th and 7th in total yards and touchdowns.
Yep, I've been comfortable with that.
34 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Let's see. 386 completed out of 566 attempts.
Listen, I've been comfortable with that already.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But like, what you about to say?
I said that eclipsed anything that Stetson Bennett did.
Yeah, and like, one thing,
the whole SEC.
Like you said, and like we both said, like we're not saying he's garbage because that's far from the truth. It's just when you get to a situation when he gets drafted, when he gets to the NFL, he's gonna have to have a great situation.
Yeah,
like that's his only hope.
I think when's that semifinal game?
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. That's Stetson Bennett's last football game.
It's the last football game?
Last football game.
Like not just in Georgia.
Not just in Georgia. Just the last game.
Wow. Like I was gonna last football game, that's crazy.
I don't see him making it. I don't see him going.
Yeah, just
I don't see him having a career in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't think that, and to be honest, I don't think that's overly outlandish. I think like he may get picked up, so you don't even think he's gonna be like a practice squad guy, at the very least. Okay.
Maybe at best.
At best, yeah.
We've got people for other teams that are throwing for 37 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Another 37 touchdown, another 30 touchdown. Guy, 27. 34. Just not the guys we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jaden Daniels had a horrible year as far as passing goes.
Yeah. See, and at least, like, he was, but what I was saying earlier, he was at least, like, very productive on the ground as a quarterback. So, like, and he was, like, the consistent force of the offense. But even in that situation, What happened?
Can't say nothing about Bennett there.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Jaden Daniels almost tied that boy for touchdowns, and all he did was run the ball.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, when you don't have the ideal situation, I'm just concerned for his football future. Unless he works on, like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think that's super ridiculous to say. That he might not be, he might peak, like you said, he might peak as a practice squad guy.
Yeah.
Maybe like just like being a year like a ideal for him, like just the apex might be just a journeyman quarterback. That's like an apex. I don't see him being like a elite full-time starter. But like you said, just the bottom line with the Heisman Trophy.
Especially not when he's going against, 21, 22-year-olds getting drafted and he's 25 years old.
Exactly. It's like 25 years old and it's like I don't know if you saw like the crazy stat, both him and Lamar Jackson are both like, 25 years old.
Yeah.
And like and he's not even in the league yet, so
yeah.
Both won Heisman Trophy. Well, both were Heisman finalists at the least. So yeah, man,
it's a different position, but same situation.
Right.
Punter for LSU, Zach Von Rosenberg.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't go because they said he was too old.
Yeah, this.
Actually, I'm not sure if that's why he didn't go, but I know he didn't get drafted.
Right. Right. That's tough. I mean, it's just like because that's a eye raiser. Just the age, obviously. But I mean, just like I said, he's one of the greatest players you ever meet. Just I totally respect his story. He's a Georgia legend. Just for that.
He's got a good story.
Oh yeah, phenomenal. Just I don't think it's not going to be enough to translate to the league. And like that's what we got to. And going back to the bigger picture with the Heisman Trophy, I don't just like this transition. I know it's like it's a quarterback. Football is a quarterback-driven sport, so like they're the most important element of the team, and I get that. But just like, just don't call it the Heisman Trophy. Just call it the best quarterback award.
Yeah, because let's see who won it last year. Quarterback.
Yep.
Over the last 5 years, I'm going to look it up. I think there's only one non-quarterback that won it in the last 5.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
From Bama. And wide receivers don't win much like talk about either.
Yeah.
Just it's especially because like wide receivers are, and the same thing with the MVP award in the National Football League. Wide receiver is not going to really win it, so which is unfortunate.
So here we go. I'll just do by starting in 2000.
All right, go ahead.
From 2000 to 2009, when Mark Ingram won it, that was the first time it was won by a non-quarterback.
Yep.
In 2000.
Yeah.
Then you go all the way to Derrick Henry in 2015 is the next non-quarterback to win it. Then Devontae Smith. Wide receiver, 2020. So we've had
yeah, just like the thing is like somebody called some nerds, I had to block them. That's like none of that here. I don't have time for that foolishness.
yeah.
Just anyway.
But yeah, you just call it the quarterback award.
Yeah, just just like, and the thing is like only 4 receivers have won it in the history of the award.
Yeah.
Because you have Devontae Smith, Tim Brown, Desmond Howard, and I forgot the first, Charles Rogers, I think. I forgot, but yeah, it's only 4 in the history of the award. That's a large part to the quarterback. Because the quarterback has to throw him the ball.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, They're just like they Heisman Trophy has some work to do.
Yeah.
And I know we've talked many media folks have talked ad nauseum about that.
It's a lot of guys with votes out there that they don't get their way when it comes to the actual college football playoff.
Come on. And speaking of that, we're going to transition to that real quick. Obviously, number one is Georgia, undefeated. Unfortunately, beat our Tigers in the SEC title game. Not to our surprise, of course, but
no, I wasn't surprised after that.
No, me neither.
Beat down we took from Texas.
Oh man, I was sick. I was sick about that. I was like, listen, let us get beat down in Atlanta, not in College Station. I was sick about that. Cause they weren't even bowl eligible.
Whatever the hell they
were. they weren't even bowl eligible. That's what burns me up about that.
They weren't good. We played the way the two teams played. The records were swapped.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
But like they said all morning long on SEC Nation, though.
Right.
Jimbo Fisher only really coaches for 2 games of the season.
Yep. And like,
Alabama.
Yeah, because they're like the rival. We're like the rivals for them.
Yeah.
The only games you care about, and they're like, we're gonna get to that shortly. This Michigan number 2 undefeated beat Purdue in the Big Ten title game. TCU, though they lost the Big 12 title game, they still went number 3. They were very consistent to their credit. And of course, Ohio State rounds out the college football playoff. Did not play in the conference title game. I will say this about Michigan real quick. I was wrong about them the whole season. To be honest with you, early on when they was dominating, like it was like 2-0, and like I looked at the schedule when they was playing, I was like, that is overrated, completely overrated. But to their credit, they've dominated. Like obviously, the Ohio State win in Columbus is by far the most impressive win of the season. Now, obviously, they had a couple other games like LSU over Bama. But when you look at what they did, just going on the road, without Blake Corum, that's by far the most impressive victory of this season. And, like they proved me wrong. They just been very steady. Did what they were supposed to do, much to their credit, and like they should be applauded for that, especially getting a conference title game.
Oh
yeah.
I've got a rematch.
Whew.
In the national championship game.
Man.
Ohio State, Michigan.
Ooh, look, so that's what you picked, right?
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
That's what I'm going with.
Okay. So
mainly because I wasn't very happy with Georgia last weekend.
No, but just like
again, too, with a quarterback that limped the whole first half of the game, and then a quarterback who everybody says was horrible, apparently. We put up 502 yards on him through the air.
Yeah, so I was impressed by that. Because granted, it's like you're playing catch up, but I mean, you're still moving that ball.
Yeah.
If they just start off poorly, they'd have been in much better shape. But
and you're gonna go against a Heisman finalist with an offense that has struggled. I mean, a defense that has struggled against the pass.
Right.
Stetson Bennett's last name.
Yeah. Here we go. And listen, I mean, that's not ridiculous. And the thing is, I will say, Ohio State's, they've been strong for most of the year, of course, but realize they got to control that line of scrimmage. Georgia is different.
Mm-hmm.
In Michigan,
also,
go ahead.
That second half, not the second half, the last drive of the SEC championship game in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Daniels could barely limp his way back up to the line, which is another issue I had, but we'll talk about that later.
Right.
And he still tore up their secondary.
Yeah, I mean,
then our true freshman line stopped the best players.
Right. Yeah, the thing is, it's like I said, I'm excited for where they're going. I really am. They have a chance to have another 10-win season for the program. Just for what Brian Kelly has done this season, it's been up and down, but his first season, it's very tough to have unbelievable success in your first go at it. But I think just now, granted, of course, Les Miles did it. I mean, but the program was far more steady at that time. So
when Les Miles did it, he had all the Nick Saban players.
Yes, that is exactly right. Exactly right. And it's just they had to start. We had to start from rock bottom with Brian Kelly, but it goes like, and I've said this many times. He's an unbelievable coach. Won everywhere he's been. So like, I know people hate him, but which is foolish. But yeah, just and the fact that he got he was able to retain Kayshawn to the program is so major. You need that continuity back. Of course, neighbors coming back. Just they're gonna have a solid core.
Yeah, we'll have a solid core.
Yeah, just like
the thing he did when we all wrote LSU off after that first win.
Mm-hmm.
And then they make it through, then they get popped in the mouth. But let's just call it what it is. They got taken behind the shed and shot in the face against Tennessee. Then to come back and play Ole Miss and beat Ole Miss and come from behind against Ole Miss.
Yes.
Then beat Alabama.
Such a confidence booster.
Yeah, and then we were talking about especially after the Tennessee game, no chance in hell they're getting in the playoff to,
Right.
we're in the top 6, top 5.
Right.
Then before we played Texas A&M, during that game we were number 4.
And like the thing is like just people were talking about like Jalen Daniels as a dark horse candidate for the Heisman. I know that wasn't like fully I wasn't fully on board with that, but when you look at his offensive production, like how important he was statistically for the team, I can see where people was coming from. And like they had picked up so much momentum in the early part of November, late October, so. It was just it was so many Big O. He came into the show, yes sir. What's up with you? Yeah, just but yeah, I'm excited to see where they're going. But I know you still have an axe to grind with the Tigers, brother.
Okay. Why? This is my only question. Why? The kid could barely limp back up to the line.
Right.
He's gonna go have a career somewhere else, making a lot of money. Why you go risk blowing that for that boy for 3 points?
Right.
I mean, he's hurt.
Brother,
he looked good for 2 drives. Then he took his first hit, and that would have been the time that I took him out.
Right.
It wasn't worth it.
Oh, real quick, Big O said there wasn't anyone else you can give it to. Talk about Caleb Williams. That's obvious, and we already we touched on it. It was a poor show. It was a poor selection poll this year. God awful.
This college football season was weird, just like the NFL is weird.
Speaking of that low scoring, it was just. Yeah, we'll get into that another day. But yeah, I'm sorry. What you about to say? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, this college football season, has been weird.
Right. Yeah.
And it's been the same with the NFL.
So it's like, who would you want to see to win the national title game out of these 4?
You're gonna have to go with Michigan.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
I don't know why, but
they got a strong foundation.
To be pulled for Ohio State for 1 game. I can't do it for 2.
No, I think it's gonna be Georgia, Georgia and Michigan. I think Georgia is gonna pull it out. Yeah, like you said,
Michigan beats Georgia.
And like Big O said, I think the expanded playoffs will be really good for the sport. That's why I can't wait for it, because the thing is, one thing I've said for many years is the fact that basketball in general always had it right with the postseason. A lot of guys, you don't have to worry about the buys and stuff like that. Everybody starts out with a clean slate. It's an expanded field. And you can say what you want about, oh, you letting all these garbage teams in. Listen, historically, the garbage team's not going to make a big run anyway. That's in the Big Dance or in the NBA playoffs. So,
how far would you go?
As far as expansion?
Yeah.
I would say 16 personally.
16?
Yeah, but 12 is way better than 4. So it's like, because the thing is, like, a lot of people, like, so, you know, people said the BCS was terrible for the sport, or the college ball playoffs terrible for the sport. It's like you're never going to satisfy it. So it's
name a level of football though that doesn't have a playoff.
I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait.
That's the only thing to me that I think it was ridiculous that they just started off with 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't waste your time with like the guinea pig stage, this experiment. Listen, I mean, because like there's more money coming to the sport than ever before. You know, college players are now, especially now, even more so with NIL and name, image, and likeness. And you said, like Big O said, I think 12 is perfect because you can get to give all the conference championships their love. I agree. Like, because I think I like the idea with like the NCAA tournament in basketball. You have like the automatic selections with the conference championships. So and then like you get that large bids with everybody else based on their strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Don't.
Let's see, 43 bowl games this year.
It's not too many games to get people hurt. Bingo. Yeah. If they do get hurt, at least they're getting paid some type of compensation.
Realistically, you can do a 32-team playoff.
And another thing is like when you do like even at the 32 team, like the thing is one loss and 2 loss season is not going to be as detrimental to your end game.
Get rid of some of these bowl games. Do a 32-team playoff. You still make your money that you make from the bowl games.
Right.
I mean, half of those bowl games ain't nobody even paying to go watch them. It's just on TV.
We got this brand name is Pogo right here. The Pogo Water Bowl. Like I don't care about that.
I mean,
he said 32 is too many. Yeah, I mean it's a lot. I just like just for the sake of this argument, like because 4 is not gonna cut it. Like this, I think 16 is 12 and 16 is the target number. Cause like I mean, it's better for the sport. I'm tired of seeing just 4, and you have to spend 2 months. You hear the media spend 2 months bickering about the same teams. So like what is the committee thinking this day? We can all say 4 is too low. Yep, it definitely is. 4 is way too low.
Yeah. I mean, I was just saying that all the bowl games, cut the bowl games out.
Right. They're not showing up anyway. It's just like people sitting out as they should. Because if I'm going. Now, I will say, like I said before with the NIL, so at least you're getting some type of compensation. But, I mean, it's all about the big ones. Like it's like the NIT was basically.
Yeah, if you have a expanded playoff, all these players that are, opting out to prepare for the draft.
Right. Business.
Yeah.
It's all business, man.
I mean, you get rid of some of that, and these games are going to be enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see. Let's see what I can. Oh, they're not gonna let me do it. Oh, they hating. Let me see. Trying to have my brother on here. Let's see. I don't think they're gonna let me do it. No, TikTok is crazy. I hate that.
Yeah.
But like this.
But yeah, I don't think there should be a 32-team playoff. I was just giving out a number.
Yeah, just no, and we get that. Yeah, just
Yeah, you gotta. I just can't get over that. There's 43 bowl games, and there's gonna be maybe
because like
20 of them that are watched.
Yeah, and especially now with like the college expansion and stuff. Like I mean, the conference expansion. So you're gonna have more more meaningful regular season games. Like I said, like 1 or 2 loss seasons is not gonna be as detrimental. So it'll be more compelling. So like you said, it means because your season won't end like Big O said by week 9. So, I remember back in 2006, when LSU we was 11-2. So but we lost to Auburn early in the season, lost to Florida, who went on to win the national championship game, and that's one of the better teams in the history of the program. But they weren't going to touch the playoffs because, especially in the BCS era, so if you lose one game, you're in trouble. Much less 2, you're done.
Yeah, not necessarily though, because in 2007 LSU lost 2.
Yeah, they did, but you have to remember everything that to fall in place for that to happen. Like Dennis Dixon for Oregon got injured and they lost that road game. I don't know if it's to Arizona, I forgot, but that knocked them out the playoffs. So, I mean, it's just
being at that game.
Yeah.
When they lost to Arkansas. And
man, yes.
A bunch of people were. You want to buy my tickets? I can make a lot of money on these tickets.
And the thing is, it's because even with that season, so much had to fall in place, and it's the same thing with this season. Obviously, we're nowhere near the same team as we were in 2007, totally different teams. But a lot of we were both saying on Facebook, I was saying, stay the course because you need a lot of help. You already had 2 losses, so you need a tremendous amount of aid right now. So
2, and you should have lost 3 to losing 4.
But just I would have been content with the Georgia loss because you already had 2 losses. So I mean, yeah. It is what it is, man.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but that's what I'm ready for because just get it to 12-16 and then then we're gonna have some fun with it because like Big O was saying you're gonna have your automatic selections with conference title games. Especially if the conference champion played in the top end conference, the conference as a whole was competitive. So that's an automatic bids right there. Then you have the at-large bids from other teams in the strong conference, so stuff like that.
Then you gotta look at it, by how much money these schools are gonna bring back too.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Because you got home playoff games.
Yes.
In the first round.
Son, I was thinking that because if you expect, imagine
stadium for a playoff game,
a Saturday night playoff game in Tiger Stadium, Saturday night. Oh man, that's a cheat code right there.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look, like you said, the money. Look, imagine the money, especially the uniqueness of the stadium, this history of the stadium, history of the program, and the uniqueness of the game. Imagine going to whether it could be Tiger Stadium, going to Bryant-Denny, Jordan-Hare, whatever the case may be, going to Clemson on the road, just Notre Dame, going to the big house, going man.
Speaking of Clemson, the Orange Bowl.
Oh man, what'd you think about that? By the way, that transfer situation. There you go. Listen. Yeah, just I was a little disappointed for Tennessee because they had such a Cinderella type season, but just crashing down so fast. But I hope they win. I mean, I know their quarterback DJ's transferring out, so into the transfer portal. So
I'm really confused on how Alabama finished before them.
Listen,
I'm still confused on how Alabama was in the playoff conversation.
I was too. Oh, look, and they desperately wanted them to be there. Look,
because your losses were to Tennessee, who got blown out by South Carolina, and LSU, who got blown out by Tennessee, and then blown out by Texas A&M. Who, by the way, you lost to LSU, and you almost lost to A&M. And A&M blew out LSU.
It's that cycle. Look, cycle. It's vicious cycle. But I mean, because people were really doing the math though, and that's what's wild about it.
In the middle of the SEC championship game.
Yeah, man, just
doing the math. Listed talking about Alabama.
Oh man.
Every year. Figure out a way to talk about Alabama. If he doesn't talk about Alabama, the whole broadcast is a fail.
I mean, but they're the villain. They're the villain of the sport, the last decade. So it's like Duke and men's basketball. It's the same thing. Everybody hates Duke. Like they just bitter. That's all it is. Yeah, man. But it's a lot to look into, brother. I'm just like I said. I'm gonna be honest. I want Georgia to win because I'm an SEC guy. If it's not gonna be LSU, I want it to be an SEC team. So outside of Bama, I'm saying like Bama won too much.
I'm going for Ohio State because a 2-point conversion when you're up by 18 and the game is over with, and then running a trick play.
Listen.
You know, that kind of pisses me off.
But see, one thing teams get too cute, and like I know this is not real, but like when you see all these highlights on Madden, when you see all these highlights on 2K, these highlights, they get too cute. Just finish the job. Finish the job. Listen, if you up by 40, then you can get cute. Get 30 plus, you get cute for me.
Then you're up by that much. You're clearly going to win the game. After the second half, when they started the second half, you were winning that game.
Right.
You're going to leave your whole starting offense in there. I don't really know much about Georgia, but Stetson Bennett played the whole game.
See, and one thing I would do, the thing about I value blowouts because I rather dominate anyway. But you could get fresher legs in there, younger guys. Though it's not a high pressure situation, you could get them acclimated to the culture of the program just to get their feet wet to keep moving forward. Like I said, not high pressure situation because obviously it's a blowout. It's already the table's been set for you. But just to get the rhythm going. That's why I value blowouts a lot. A lot of people I understand watching close games, but I mean as an LSU fan, we've seen a lot of close hard stopping finishes, both good and bad. But I like when you blow out people. So yeah,
it's fun to watch.
That means you dominate.
Unless you're an LSU fan getting blown out by 2 weeks in a row.
It's tough. Oh man, I was sick. Oh my gosh. That was sick. Oh my goodness, man. I couldn't believe that.
Speaking of LSU Georgia, that just brings me to my top 5 worst plays.
That's how we go in this. That's how we go in this. Hey, look, have your way, brother. You're the star. Let's go. Talk to me.
At number 5, we got, all the muff punts, just in general.
All right.
Number 4, we got Jaden Daniels' fumble return for a touchdown. Coming in at number 3, we've got the muff opening kickoff against Tennessee.
Oh, that was ugly. I knew that was going to be a rough game.
Yeah, it would happen right in front of him.
Oh, God bless you. I thank God I was at work, dog.
Number 2, we've got the block extra point for the ending against
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about... I'm going to let you finish. I'm sorry. Now I'm going to touch on that. No, you finish up. You're almost done.
They say the best for last, or the worst for last. That blocked field goal returned for 96 yards in the SEC championship game when they walked off the field. As soon as it was blocked, they walked off the field.
They knew it. Dejected. And the thing is, going to what you were saying about the Florida State game, the thing is, when they scored the touchdown, they were marching. They were marching down the field quickly. And, they scored a touchdown, threw it in the back of the end zone. Everybody was hooting and hollering in the dome. I said, listen, from what we've seen in this game alone, I'm not getting super excited. I said, hold on. You still got one more point to achieve. You were awful. You were awful the whole night. You were rough the whole, especially on special teams. Particularly on special teams, you were bad. You were putrid. I said, listen, you gotta finish. And guess what? Locked it. Game over. I said, listen, y'all prematurely celebrating.
Oh, I'm sorry for number 4 with JD's fumble.
Yeah.
I had it tied with the blocked field goal for Florida State, too. So, 5 out of the 6 that I just named were all special teams.
Oh, my God.
Meaning one thing.
We got some work on special teams.
We got to get a new coach.
That's it. And they were calling for his head in the midway through the season.
Let's see, I graded all of them.
Yep.
My own special grades.
Yes, sir. All of them. Let's go.
BK, I gave him an A.
Yeah.
Just with the personnel he had coming in.
Culture that, like how it was in the toilet with Edo. Yeah, he did an unbelievable job.
He got an A. Matt House, A.
Yes.
Denbrock, C minus.
I can see that, yeah.
I gave him a C minus because I cooled off after I wrote this list out.
Yeah, the smart man, cool head,
had him
brother.
at a D.
Oh, I'm sorry, say it again.
I sure had him at a D.
Look, we appreciate you being honest.
Special teams gets an F. He got to go. They should have packed his bags up.
Hey, look, hey, well, anything lower than the F.
If Denbrock has another year like this next year, then he needs to pack his stuff up.
I agree.
I
guess, yeah, I'm with that.
Now,
At least like they're gonna have the experience with the core players. Like, well, we're still waiting on Jaden, but you know they're gonna have some experience with the core players. But like you said, that's even more so to your point. If you don't get it together next year, that's a problem.
then he got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have. You got 3 quarterbacks that at least spent a year in this system.
Yes.
And really talented guys.
Right.
However, I feel doesn't matter if Jaden Daniels comes back.
Mm-hmm.
He may start the year out as the starter.
Right.
But from what I'm hearing on Walker Howard, that's who you got going forward.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to actually start off next season. I think that's going to be either Jaden Daniels or Nussmeier.
I want just Daniels has to be, if he comes back, he has to be the starter.
Yeah.
Has to be the starter.
I don't think he's going to finish the season as the starter. But if he comes back, he'll be the starter.
Copy that. Yeah, just
I also think if he comes back, Nussmeier's leaving.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I think that's the only reason he hasn't made an announcement yet is because Jaden Daniels hasn't said what he's doing yet.
So what do you think? So if you had to pick one, like what you think Jaden's gonna do?
Honestly, after what he did at the end of this season,
Mm-hmm.
compared to where he started, I can see him going.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's like somebody said, I don't remember who. I think I was listening to ESPN radio this week though.
Yeah.
He started off, best case scenario for him was middle of the 4th round.
All right.
And I think he brought it up to middle of 3rd round.
It's not bad. Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's a day 2 draft selection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unless he can come back and figure out how to throw the ball instead of running it every play, I don't see him going any higher.
Right. I say if you had to ask me right now at this very second, I'm saying 55-45 that he stays.
Yeah.
I'm not like just because I get the justification because that's generational wealth even as a mid-round pick. So I can't get upset for a man to live out his his lifelong dream. But I think like they're just like when you have the core coming back, you have NIL in play. So I'm more of like 55% he stays because I feel like they have a lot going on because Kayshawn just
he had a decent enough season.
Yeah,
that
right.
He can go and feel comfortable, but he could probably come back and maybe go higher.
Right. Yeah, just.
But he has to learn to look at every receiver on the field.
Yeah. And he got more comfortable. To his credit, he gradually increased over time. But he still has some work to do.
He still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. But yeah, just
just by looking at it, the difference in performance from Nussmeier and him, even though he was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Nussmeier was throwing that ball, it didn't matter.
Oh, Rock, look, Nuss bus. Everybody talking about the Nuss bus.
Whatever receiver was on the field. Yeah, it didn't matter who was his primary target. They weren't open, he moved on.
Mm-hmm.
And Jaden Daniels, a lot of the time, when he needs to run the ball, we see downfield 2 wide open receivers that could go for a touchdown. But he's looking at 1 and 2, and if those 2 aren't open, he's running it.
Yep.
I think a lot of that has to do with early distrust with the offensive line.
Yeah, it's a lot of just to build a rapport with the receivers. That was one thing that was important to him transferring from out west in Arizona State. Yeah. He wanted to build a rapport. Offensive line struggled mightily early in the season, especially. So when you got the right continuity in there, things started to fall in place. He gets more confident in his teammates. He gets more confident in the offense. Everybody's more comfortable. You saw that. That was a massive shift from like the early part of October to the latter part of the season. Yeah. They deserve a tremendous amount of credit for that.
Yeah. Then we got Bash entering the transfer portal. Not a surprise.
Not a surprise, right?
Not a surprise at all.
Yeah, more power to him. I hope he does well. Yeah, just business decision. I respect it. Like this, yeah.
The only reason I thought he might have stayed is hope that Walker Howard comes in next year.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because that was a big thing. Just because they were teammates. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were teammates.
Yep.
But I think, in all honesty, I think he made the right choice.
Oh yeah, without question. Just like because you have other guys coming back, so just it was gonna be hard for him.
Your coach didn't really give you a fair shake, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Considering, you botched a kick. They left. Who was that? Who was the starter for the year for punt returns?
I know. Besh was out there. Like he muffed. Like in Tennessee. Yeah.
Yeah. They left Neighbors out there the whole game. Besh muffs one, and you just take him right out.
And it's like especially when he was injured already. So just this didn't bode well from the start.
Yeah.
But
that really doesn't surprise me.
Right. Yeah.
Depending on how this rest of this transfer portal shit goes.
Right.
I'd be surprised if Nuss stays.
Right.
And I have a feeling, the 2 places he could possibly end up are Georgia or Tennessee.
Ooh. In Tennessee, like Josh, oh man, he's gonna come. Look, he's gonna bring him if he can.
As soon as he hits the transfer portal, I have a feeling that those are gonna be the top 2 teams after.
Oh yeah. I'm really excited to see it. Well, brother, listen. Once again, we want to appreciate you for all that you do for this brand, brother. Appreciate you enlightening us as you always do, and we appreciate you. We do it. Like you guys have a wonderful night. We're gonna see y'all next week. God bless you.
Night, everybody.
Night.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.